The Las Vegas Raiders always looking for that one guy because John Gruden's the head coach, and they're going to have a hard time protecting the one guy they currently have in Derek Carr when Tom Brady comes to town. This is the latest example of the NFL's revised COVID-19 protocol. And again, is this something they should have been doing from the start? Is this something that they've developed on the fly in consultation with leading epidemiologists? It doesn't matter. There's a new approach. You send Trent Brown, one of the starting offensive linemen, home because he's positive for COVID-19. The next step is you get everyone else who was in close contact with him home as well, just in case. For the Raiders, that means their entire starting offensive line was sent home on Wednesday, the first serious day of practice in advance of a game. Will they be back today? Based on everything that's transpired over the past few weeks, I would be surprised if they are. How do you get these guys ready to play against a pretty damn good Buccaneers defense if you're doing everything from home and you're not actually practicing, Chris?
That's going to be some tough task. Now, it's a double whammy, too. You're coming off a bye week. I'm sure they've had a few days off, and these days of practice are important because you kind of want to get back in the swing of things. I don't know if the Raiders had practice on Monday this week already to kind of get things started. Sometimes that's what happens during these bye weeks, but to your point, Mike, this ain't the week you want to have offensive line issues. Not with this crew coming in there. JPP and Sue and Barrett. I mean, they got some dogs up front, and I mean like that in a respectful way to where they're coming, and that's the great advantage and maybe one of the great things, the best thing on the whole Raiders roster is their O-line, their ability to run the ball. Teams having to crowd the box because they can be so overpowering. And then we saw when you do that with Henry Ruggs in the lineup and all that can lead to some big plays down the field. So if they have a less than perfect O-line against this group here, there is no way they're going to win this football game. I don't know where this is going to go, Mike. It's going to be interesting.
I guess they were around Trent is what John Gruden said yesterday, do you think?
Yeah.
How happy am I? I'm not happy. I'm concerned. I'm really more concerned about Trent and his health than anything. This is COVID, and I'm concerned about anything or anyone that has it or is near it. And that sounds good, and that's one thing about the Raiders. They've said all the right things this year. Gruden was out in front of how we got to beat COVID and this and that. And, man, they've had their fair share of issues dating back to Gruden refusing to wear a mask when the league requires him to wear a mask on the sidelines.
Yep.
The ridiculous incident from a few weeks ago with all the players that went to the Darren Waller charity event that was held in an enclosed space with no one wearing masks and way too many people. So I feel like they've been flirting with something like this for a while. And from a strategic standpoint, this is going to potentially hurt them on Sunday night. And from the NFL's perspective, oh, well, this is just one of the potential inconveniences that will arise from the pandemic. You're going to have guys sent home, and they're not worried about the fact that guys aren't going to be able to prepare for the game. That's not their issue. Their issue is limiting the possibility of an outbreak, even if it means that the chances of one team winning and one team losing are going to be skewed. That's acceptable in the NFL's eyes, because what's not acceptable is an outbreak that shuts down games.
No, I mean, we know they're going to try to make this happen and do all that. Hey, yeah. Well, when this thing's arise, you're right. I first thing you think of is with the Raiders, you just go, well, I don't know. Who knows what they were doing? They're not in the trust tree anymore after the charity event a few weeks ago. But this is going to have like extra meaning. I mean, this is Gruden versus Tampa Bay, the place he won the Super Bowl. He is, trust me, charged up this week. He wants to win this game. He wants to stick it to Tampa. He wants to stick it to the Glaziers. He's got respect for them, but I just know how this man works. He wants to win this football game, so this will drive him crazy. And I think the other thing, too, is, again, it just shows you how fragile it is and how teams and coaches still got to do their best on a daily basis to compete versus this virus. And I know some of it, you can't stop it and whatever else, but you got to continue to do your best and keep O-linemen separate in the meeting rooms and all of those type of things. And I just hope all those protocols were followed.
And really, for all the things that a coach has to worry about, you throw this on top of it. It just shows you that even a guy like Bill Belichick can't ensure completely that his key players will stay away from it, because Cam Newton got it, and that's what sent the Patriots season off the rails, not having him for 3 weeks, throwing him back into the fray on Sunday against Denver. He wasn't ready. Guys around him weren't ready. And it all begins with making sure that players are available for maximum practice time, because your opponent typically is. And that is a huge advantage. The Buccaneers are going to practice all week. The Raiders aren't going to have their offensive line for practice all week.
Whoa.
And it's probably going to show on Sunday night when the Buccaneers visit the Raiders for the first time in the new stadium in Las Vegas.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.